Welcome back, listeners, to your AfterBuzz TV after show for Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 9, Battle of the Bastards. We've got a whole lot to talk about, so stay with us.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin. Let the dogs out.
We're gonna do the whole show.
Sounds like let the dogs out.
Everybody, this is here we go.
The Winterfell.
I was so, yes, this was awesome, guys. Thank you for joining us on AfterBuzz TV tonight. My name is Kyle Maddock. I'm going to be your host this evening. To my left, I have the one, the only Kristen Snyder.
What up, what up?
Yes, over here I have Sara Stretton.
Who?
Ryan Malaty.
What's up, everybody? Ryan Malaty back. Looking forward to talking about this episode. It was awesome. Throwing it too.
There we go.
Hi, I'm Dave Child. I'll be chatting with you on the internets here. So find me at youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV and join the chat. You wonderful fans, you.
Yes! I gotta assume we're gonna have a lot of happy people tonight. Everybody's still dancing over here.
It really was a good episode.
We got it. We're gonna get there. Ramsey, but first, let's talk about how we got there tonight, guys. Let's start it off.
What an epic show.
Oh my gosh.
I love this
Are you guys
show.
happy right now?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of good things happen.
Mostly happy.
Mostly happy?
I'm mostly happy.
Why? Because is Ramsey mostly dead?
Not all of it. No, I'm very happy that he is dead. I feel like there were a lot of unnecessary deaths in this episode.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Game of Thrones for you.
Not that many people had to die.
Who didn't have to die?
Well, I'm gonna let Kyle lead the episode so I don't just jump in and say my whole.
You're gonna do it
my
all.
whole thing.
I think we will get to those characters eventually. But so we'll start off Winterfell. Obviously, the parlay is the first part of this battle that we get tonight. And now we're only gonna be here, and we're only gonna be in Marine, so we got to go through this like step by step, right here. So we start off with the parlay with Sansa and Jon and Ramsay, and they're chatting, and we get Jon's offer to have a one-on-one battle. Did this fool you at any point? Did you think this might happen? Did you think there was a chance?
No.
No?
No, they weren't
not
gonna
at all?
fight.
No, but I like the strategy behind it. The initial, I also thought that the remark of, why will these men follow you? I really wanted them to play on that during the episode. Why were all of these men following Ramsay? This whole fear thing obviously proved himself as some sort of strategist by his twisted ways. But I wish I kind of had another perspective on someone who did follow Ramsay's rule. Like a fly on the wall on that camp, if that makes sense.
Someone pro-Ramsay.
Yeah. We've never met a pro-Ramsay besides Miranda or whatever her name was.
Dogs were really pro-Ramsay. And then they got really pro-Ramsay. They got really into Ramsay.
Yeah, they wanted to taste them.
They really enjoyed him, didn't they?
Yeah.
But this was our first meeting between these two, as far as I can remember. Jon Snow and Ramsay Bolton meeting for the first time. And we sort of have this little battle of wits going on. Jon tries to call him out. And then we do get that twist of line, Sarah. That was a very good point. It's like Jon says, are your men going to follow you after they realize you wouldn't fight for them?
Right? Why would your men fight for you
If you won't fight for them.
You wouldn't fight for them, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a very clever line. It was kind of shows Jon. This isn't Jon's first rodeo either, but he also seems to underestimate Ramsay a little bit here. Ramsay's a tricky guy, and we get this in the next scene when they're planning and everything, and he's talking to Sansa, and she kind of knows. She knows he's a bit trickier.
This scene just annoyed me. Sansa.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
She is saying, "Oh, can I help? Don't you think I have something to say?" It's like, first of all, if you think you have something to say, speak up when it's time to speak up. Second of all, you have Littlefinger's army in your back pocket. That's the obvious answer. Why are you withholding that information still? I really don't know. Why is she? Because she's like doesn't really trust him. She didn't really like how he threw her to Bolton in the first place.
I honestly don't think she had a reason.
She didn't have a good reason.
I don't understand. I wrote down, why did she miss her chance to be honest?
Right?
Yeah. We've had it over and over again, and this is kind of why did people need to die? Why did she withhold this information?
So many people are
dead
because of Sansa.
I think the reason really is because she knows she's gonna owe Peter now, because we even get a
yeah.
glimpse of that next week of, them coming in contact, and we are going to find out what he wants from her. But I feel like that's why she didn't bring it up, because it's like another man she owes now.
Perhaps,
It's like
but
she's
she's
getting
still,
rid of Ramsay, and now she's going to have this
Perhaps
other
you're right.
guy that she owes.
But then why don't you bring John, your brother, in on that early? Make it so that you're using this as a force, so you're not left at the end of this battle with basically sacrificing the men who followed your brother and ending up with most of the men who follow like Littlefinger.
Littlefinger's army.
Like, if
She
she
Yeah,
did
you're-
try, though. She said you should have waited till we had the numbers. So I think she didn't think he was planning to attack as soon as he did.
Oh, come on, she should have told
Then she
him.
should be like,
kinda-
I think
she
we
kinda
might
knew what was
have
going
some more
on there.
men
Yeah.
coming,
Yeah.
so maybe we should wait 24 hours. I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
People on the chat are pretty much agreeing that they don't like Sansa, but
Oh,
I would say that I think she had I don't think that she wanted to rely on Littlefinger. I think she felt and wasn't very sure he was going to pull through.
yeah, was
She's
there
not
Great
very
point.
Sure where his loyalties really lie. So she sent the letter, but she can't be like, oh, there are definitely people coming.
but then she rode up with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, once he gets
she didn't
there,
ride up
right?
with it. Like she sent the letter when it was like, "Hey, I need an army," and it's not like she got an instant reply back. It wasn't like a Snapchat back.
Well, no,
being
we
like,
don't.
Coming on my way.
We don't know. We don't know that she got a reply back or no, because we've been left in the dark by all of the communications
Yeah.
between her and Littlefinger.
I guess that's true, but I'm going to assume that she didn't get it back.
I
That's-
agree
Well, I'm
with
gonna
that.
assume
That's
that
what the
Sansa's a
mother-
shitty person.
I
sometimes
want to
and just
believe
does
that.
it.
I want to believe that. So it seems like Sansa had a reason to not say anything, but at the same time, it's so simple for them to just send a reply, Raven.
Or
It's
it's so
also
simple to be like, these people might be showing up.
Yes.
I reached out to them.
Hey,
He
John.
said he would be here for me.
I think that
Whatever.
discussion's definitely going to happen next week, and she's going to be asked why she didn't, tell him.
Yes.
I think that's a very
So-
good point.
I think
Yeah.
you guys will be okay next week.
I want to see some resolution there because she needs to be held accountable for hiding that information. But I am kind of happy that I totally called it. I don't know, the last episode, if anyone remembers, is like, I predict that Littlefinger's going to swoop in at the last minute and say, I mean, I guess it's kind of
Oh,
obvious.
come on. Who
I mean,
did
it
predict
isn't
that
that
one?
No
man?
one saw that coming.
Let's
I
all
totally.
pat Ryan on the back.
Can I get one of
right
those? Oh, yeah, that feels good.
Hell no, I ain't giving
Thank
you
you.
one of those
I'll
right there.
take it, though. Just your little finger? Just your little finger?
Well,
Just
this is a
your
good
little
point.
finger.
Someone brought up the point that if the Ramsay knew that the Knights of the Vale were there, this is Robert on the chat, says Ramsay would not come out to fight in the place, that he might hold up in Winterfell itself. So it'd be
That's a
actually
good
harder
point.
to knock down the entire army if he knew the entire army was there.
Yeah.
That's no reason for Snow not to know.
Well,
Right.
I could see
They
Sansa.
could've-
I could see Sansa being nervous that if she tells anybody, word might get out
Mm-hmm.
somehow, and so she kept it very close to her chest.
You know
But-
what? Unlike pretty
I
much
feel like
everybody
this
else.
is an excuses boat for Sansa.
I guess, but I
Hey.
do like her though. I like her.
I do, too.
I like that she sent this letter. I like that.
I'm glad she
came
made that
through.
choice. To be
Yes,
perfectly honest with you,
she did make that choice. Don't forget that, guys, because Snow would have fallen.
yeah, it would have lost
Snow would have
everything.
fallen.
So funny.
Winter
There you go.
is coming.
She stepped up. She did something she really didn't want to do, and it saved the day.
Yeah.
And now she's going to have to face the consequences, but she made the call. What do they say? It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission?
Exactly. I'm on board with that. And I
you go.
think that, Snow wasn't really looking like her advice to him, which did play out. Like, Ramsay did trick him, and they weren't supposed to charge forward. They were supposed to let them charge them. So,
Yeah.
if he would have listened to her, that would have been helpful. And I feel like now that she's brought this army in, maybe he will respect her more and give her a voice that she didn't have before. He's still looking at her as that little
Well,
sister.
I'd be pissed. Wait, we had this army in our back pocket the whole time, and you didn't tell me?
Well, I think
Why
she did
wouldn't you tell
say,
me?
like,
I think
they-
we gotta, the chat right now is blowing up as just a battle of Sansa, pro Sansa, anti Sansa.
Welcome to every other episode of this television show. Are there any good points to hit, Dave? Or
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people on the
Or just
anti
angry.
Sansa that are just like that Sansa killed 1-1. It's just like, oh, come on, guys.
I kind of agree with that.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I kind of
So
agree.
let's talk about the planning here a little bit. We're still at this point here. I'm glad they addressed Rickon.
Yeah.
here, and how Rickon, how important he is, that he is the biggest threat here, because as long as he's alive, there's a male heir, and
Haven't we been learning though that male heirs aren't actually as important as they once were?
We definitely learned
Good
that in
point.
this episode. We have some strong ladies in power in this one.
Just saying.
But yeah, he's and Sansa knows. Sansa knows Rickon. We're not gonna see him alive anymore.
I gotta say though, I was surprised about the Apocalypto style death that he got.
Oof.
And why wasn't he bobbing and weaving?
Yeah,
we're
come
all
on.
watching the episode like, come on, Rickon, bob
on,
and
zig-
weave,
zig and
man.
zag, man.
You gotta bob and weave
There you
when you're
go.
running from arrows.
He should have gone to the NFL Combine before this. I don't know.
I don't know what he was thinking.
I mean, what I do have to say on this point is they tricked me a couple times in this episode, particularly with Jon Snow. And I was convinced that Jon Snow was going to get close enough that Ramsay was going to be able to shoot Jon Snow with an arrow. And that's why he kept missing. And it was just kind of luring him closer.
He's been shot with arrows before. Though.
I thought that a bit. I also thought there was going to be some sort of like trap, like they dug a ditch in the
trenches.
ground,
Yeah.
a trench, and his
Yeah.
horse was going to fall into it or something along those lines. And oof, but no, it didn't happen. Rickon is gone now.
Oh, yeah.
Rickon is dead. So now Bran is the only male heir still around.
Technical
That-
male heir.
There
Yeah,
you go.
technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Benji? No, never mind.
No.
No, they're all done.
Well,
there you
they're all
go.
gone.
I
Okay, you're right.
yeah.
Yep.
So-
Well, Bran, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. So John knows he doesn't have enough men, but he knows that if he it seems to me he knew if he waited any longer, the men he did have would start leaving. Like they would get cold feet and they would take off. So do you think it
Cold
was
feet.
cold feet? So do you think it was a do you think this was his only option to attack right now? That he was given? Was that his best course of action
Well,
where he
his-
was?
Well,
He initially the idea was to wait until the army charged, right?
well, for the actual
Yes.
battle,
The
yeah.
actual battle.
Yes,
Oh,
for the
yeah, I
actual
see what
battle,
you're
but
saying.
like going into battle in the first place, was this his best option to do it now?
I think with what he knew
What he
he
had.
could have, yes.
It is the
Because I think
timing.
you could always say, well, maybe if he had reached out to this person and this person and this person. But I think
veil.
for the like immediate connections, immediate options he had, this was the best strategy he could come up with. He just didn't really know how many resources were available.
Can I ask, why would he not reach out to the Vale at all? Did they? Did Davos and Jon
There's-
Snow, did they reach out to the Vale at all?
They're
Because
really
that's-
far away.
I don't think they did. But from everything they know, the Vale's just been staying out of everything. So I don't know. I don't think they had any reason to think that that would change.
Because Catelyn's
Sister's crazy.
sister's dead. Yeah, you're right. Maybe there was no
Absolutely
reason.
crazy.
They also stayed in the whole battle. They stayed neutral and they didn't enter any fights in the previous battle
Yeah.
between all of the kings.
War of Five Kings.
They are untouched.
Yeah, the
by
War
it,
of
yeah.
Five Kings. They stayed neutral. They were like Switzerland. They stayed out of it. So I didn't think they could trust them. They didn't know they had them in their back pocket because they didn't fight for the Starks earlier. So
Sure.
that might have been enough reason for them to be like, let's not ask them.
All right.
Interesting.
I'll take it. I'll
Okay.
take that.
So Sansa knows. Sansa has this. She says she's not going to go back. She's not going to go back to Ramsay. She's going to kill herself before that happens.
Or
Did you-
just peace out.
Or just peace out. Did you take it as peace out? I saw her saying
I
like a
took it as
suicide note
She
there.
was,
Yeah.
basically
Well, I
saying that.
thought that she was telling him, I don't want to go back alive, as if, like, he would need to kill her. I don't know if she's strong enough to kill herself, honestly.
Yeah, you're probably right too.
So I think
Well,
she
it
was just
didn't
letting
come
him
to that.
It didn't
so I
come to
guess-
that.
No, what it came to was a pretty epic battle. Like that was cool. That was really
Oh
well
my
made.
gosh.
I really enjoyed watching. I mean, as cringing as it was to watch Jon Snow charge emotionally and not making like the strategic decision to still have them. We all knew that was coming, and it was just like, Jon, no, come on, stick to the plan. But still, I'm glad they did because that was a really cool,
to
really
go
cool
out.
fight scene. It was like Saving Private Ryan. It's with Braveheart. Like it was.
There you go.
Despite my anger towards Sansa, I felt like this was one of the most emotionally draining battles I've seen. Like cringeworthy, suspenseful. Like it really got me a lot. It looks great.
It's
There's a
cool.
lot of blood.
I think
Felt like
because
it.
there were
Dark.
so many people fighting that we cared about, as opposed to battles in the past that we've seen.
It was
Yeah.
really
And, like,
in your
true
face.
fighters.
It's just really
It
well
kind of
made.
felt like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sorts.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
No, I did. Yeah, that mixed
Okay.
with Braveheart. Like,
Sorry,
so-
I was in the chat.
no, it's always.
I was like, oh, the battle. Oh, Saving Private Ryan. Go back.
No, I loved it, man. I mean, I don't know how much money they spent on that, but I wish every battle was as real as. I don't know if I've seen a battle that I felt like I was in more than that one.
It was very visceral. It was in your face. It was dark. It was gritty.
Cool.
There we go.
Came at all angles. I really enjoyed it.
You guys keep skipping to this battle. We got a lot of stuff to talk
Do we?
about before we even get to that battle.
Oh yeah.
God, guys, I want to talk about it too, but we'll get there. We've got like time to fill. Let's do this. Tormund and Davos have a conversation here. They're talking
yeah.
about how their mistake was believing in kings.
But that Snow isn't
But
a
that
king.
Snow is not a king.
Right, and that sour goat's milk is apparently great.
Yes,
delicious.
fantastic. I love
Seems
it.
like the drink of choice.
I really like those two together, though.
Yeah,
Just their friendship and their conversations. I like really enjoyed seeing them together in a scene.
Right, I did too.
they're a fun duo, especially because how much Tormund hates Stannis and how much Davos loves him.
It's funny.
But then we get Jon and Melisandre, which is something I've been wondering where she's been. She's
Same.
been MIA for quite some time now, and what this conversation was going to be like. And it was so straight to the point. It was just like, well, don't lose. Well, if I do, don't bring me back. Well, if you do die, I got to try and bring you back.
Yeah.
It was like there was just like that was it. It was
Well, but she
do it.
kind of revealed that. I mean, she doesn't have to. Basically, she kind of wants to.
It's
Like,
all-
I'm gonna try because I live for that shit.
It's
Like,
kind of
I
saying
mean,
what like that. She didn't have a choice. Like that's what she was for. Like,
Exactly.
the-
She was an
R'hllor was-
instrument of the Lord of Light. That's how I saw it. I don't even see it. It's her choice. She says, "I'm gonna try," and then the choice is the Lord of Lights.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing. It's her choice to try.
But you know she's going to because that's who she serves.
And yeah.
Well, she admitted. She's like, "How do you know that that's what he wants?" Well, I don't really. I just interpret his signs. His sign is that I tried and I succeeded. So if you die, I'm gonna try again.
Yeah,
'cause you
R'hllor obviously wants you
now
back.
I have the ability to. So but not everything you can do, you should do.
It's this interesting difference between them and the and what Arya was going through because their god wants death and R'hllor wants people back. It's
Yeah.
like kind of this flip flop between the two.
That's a good point.
Light and darkness.
But I feel like this was a foreshadowing conversation because now we don't have to have this conversation again. I don't think he's going to die in the last episode, but I think in the next coming season that, he may fall again and she may try to bring him back.
Yeah,
Well,
because
I
she
think
did.
it was-
Oh, sorry. Go right
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I think it was also important for this episode because there were so many moments where I was like, "Why is Jon gonna die? Is he gonna be hit with an arrow?" And every time he missed, I kept thinking, "Well, it's destiny that all those arrows are missing." 'Cause he's been
Exactly.
fighting all these things of like he's there for a cause. It's destiny.
Yeah.
He's back. He's the I almost said flaming prince, but
The prince that was promised.
yeah,
yes,
the
sir.
prince that was promised.
Prince.
Jon Snow, flaming prince.
Flaming Prince. Hashtag Flaming Prince. But she does say to Jon, maybe R'hllor brought you back here to die again.
Maybe. But
Which
by
is-
death by boot, he like almost was trampled.
He was almost
It
trampled.
reminded me of like Black Friday, like people that has happened.
Funny.
It has had people have been trampled before, and that would have been a
man.
very sad way to go. I feel like it wasn't deserving.
You want to talk about sad? What did you think about Davos finding Shireen's toy?
I've been waiting for
How?
this to
How did you find
happen.
that?
Well, I wasn't waiting for him to find a toy, but I was just waiting for someone to kind of tell him what happened to this little
Did he have
girl.
no idea? Was he gone?
That was under my
Refresh
impression because
me.
we've never seen a reaction. We've never seen a reaction from Davos about Stannis' final decisions with burning his daughter.
Yeah.
And I think that we've always been waiting for it. He was the one. I thought it was interesting. He was the one. He was always at the wall. It's funny that he takes these walks when Stannis' camp suffered because everything got lit on fire because no one was out patrolling. And then in this walk that he's doing, it just goes back to the place that kind of was Stannis' I feel like final turning point where no one cared if he died
and
anymore.
it was closure for him and Stannis' daughter. So
That's
it's
true. But it's not done.
Well,
It's not
also
done.
it's
Sad.
he sees Stannis as kind of great, and I don't think he can ever really put the blame on Stannis for killing his daughter. I think he puts all of the blame on Melisandre.
And you also can't put any blame on Stannis anymore because Stannis is dead, so there's not.
So I think it's
someone to
leading
pick.
up to him looking at that is leading up to a big come to red god equation coming up in the next episode. I think it has to be like she has to face her crimes for burning this kid.
I actually don't think so. I feel like if anything, I felt like this was gonna make him side with Tormund and bring them closer once he finds out that Stannis did crucify his daughter or burn her.
I think her name will come up again because we still have Ser Jorah looking for the cure for grayscale, and Davos
That's
had
the
an
only connection we
intricate.
have.
A lot of
Yeah.
people
connection with that.
on the chat think that we're coming up to a Davos and Melisandre confrontation.
Really?
I thought he was going to kill her.
We did get that look at the end.
Yeah.
We got that look at the end. We saw a little bit of like next week's episode where it's like, tell him what you did, and
Yeah.
now Jon.
That's a good point.
Now Jon Snow has to realize where does he lie in this on which side is he with the Red God now, or is he just there for Winterfell? Is he going to become
Right.
the new Stannis, or will he just rule over Winterfell or whatever?
Gosh,
And also, what is the just ruling in that?
Yeah.
Because at the time when that order was made, it was made by someone who was claiming they were the rightful king. And therefore, it should or should not be punishable. It's very comparable to like the Mad King, who like what is the just ruling on Jon's part? Does Melisandre actually have to atone for that sin when it was at the command of a king?
Who's actually in command of Winterfell now? Is it Sansa?
Be Sansa. It would be, I think, technically Sansa, because she's even Lord. She's kind of the widow of Bolton, anyways.
Yeah.
Either way you look at it.
And of Lannister.
Yeah. Well, she didn't quite marry. Well,
They never consummated
Not
the
consummated,
relationship.
so that's why she
There was
could.
a no.
That's why she was released.
But yes, the
from
last ruler was Ramsay, and she is the wife.
And she's also a Stark, so
She's a Stark,
putting
and
up
so
the
it all
Stark
kind of
logo.
And
fits.
is she pregnant?
There
but
you go.
I mean,
No,
It's a
no.
big question.
But one last thing, I don't think they're gonna kill Melisandre because she's the only one who can bring Jon back, and everyone loves Jon and follows Jon. So at the end of the day,
You
we
think he's
need
gonna keep
her.
dying? He's gonna
I
keep
think
dying?
he's gonna. I think he's gonna die again.
He's
Do you
gonna die
want to
again?
get rid of the woman who brought back your
He's
savior?
like
I don't
Mario.
think
He's
so.
got a few lives left.
Yeah, he's
I
got to keep
believe
his
that.
one up by his side.
Yeah, he's been collecting coins all along. Arya will bring him some coins she has.
Maybe
Yeah.
like
To me,
she'll be
it does.
shackled, but I don't think we're killing her.
maybe they're gonna put her in prison and take off her choker and realize what's happening.
Oh, put it back on! Put it back on!
A lot of people want to see her burn, but then the question in the chat right
Would
now.
she burn?
But there is a question of will she burn? But that seems to be just a dragon.
Yeah,
power.
she's
Do you
not a
guys not
Targaryen.
like Jon Snow? Do you not want him to be brought back? Stop killing Melisandre!
I don't want him to die again. Do you guys think Jon Snow has a death wish?
Yes.
Slightly.
Do you think he wants to die again
Part
Yes.
of him.
and not be brought back? Do you think it
Yes.
really messes
I think
with him?
he seems a little bit tired.
There you go.
Like this is taking and draining a lot out of
He
him.
just
all
wants to
these things.
retire, and that's what death is.
Yeah. Burn her anyway. We're getting from our control room right here.
Burner.
So this, I think Kit Harington's doing a
She's a
mighty
witch.
fine acting job here because we learned back a few seasons ago when Beric Dondarrion kept coming back. Every time he did, he lost part of himself. He
Yeah.
kind of lost part of his soul. He became less human in a
little
way.
more numb.
And I think Kit Harington's really showing us that this resurrection has affected him in this way. He doesn't seem to care about life like he used
As
to.
much, yeah.
I agree with that.
Did you ever really care about life?
After we lost
Yes.
Egret, it just kind of went away.
That's right.
He
That-
just needs to fall in love again. Great point.
He
There
just
you go.
needs to love again.
There's just not too many ladies up in the north.
Some
it
of that-
seems.
There's one over in the east,
Sexual
though, I can think of.
There's only a couple. There's only like 3 redheads. One's a dude. One's his sister. And
One's real old.
and one is creepy. So-
What would their ship name be?
oh God, I don't even want to get
Oh
into
god,
that.
we're gonna get to ship
So,
names later.
Daenerys,
by the way,
Dany
I'm getting
Snow?
some ship names coming up, but we're not at that part yet.
So I like when Davos finally called the. We're just sitting back here. I think I saw a glimpse of. I don't want to just sit here like I did and not do anything. I want to get in on this battle.
Davos did a great job again because first of all he had very nice timing on getting the rest of the troops ready when Jon Snow made his split second decision to keep running forward.
Yep.
Like
whatever.
good timing on Davos being like, oh everyone let's go, hurry up.
There you go.
You need to get out there
Well, I
too.
liked his decision to not fire. He was like, Ramsay's going to keep on firing and kill just as many of his men as he's going to kill ours. Let's not add to that any. But then, he was like, yes, I'm going in. I'm going to actually do something on this one. But him going in falls into Ramsay's plan to surround them.
Yeah.
So it's not that great.
With
It's
the
tough.
wall of dead people.
The wall of dead people. And we get the
Yeah.
Karstark versus Tormund. That was Karstark, right?
That's what I took it
Or
as.
was that Umber? I think that was Karstark.
I think so.
I took
too.
it
was
as that
very
was
dark.
fighting with
It was very
Tormund there.
dark.
It was-
and
it was dark.
I don't know about you guys, but I hate this dude. Like we've been learning to hate him this past season, and I was so happy to see Tormund take him out.
Can you remind us why we hate him so much?
Rip his
So
neck because
Mike-
he's a
because
traitor.
He was a traitor.
Yeah.
Because he should have been with the Starks, except for the fact that the Karstarks left because that was
you
who Robb beheaded
Yeah, Robb
for
beheaded
killing
the father.
I remember
little
now.
I'm getting a lot of people saying it's
Children land.
Umber.
Was that
Was it
Umber?
Umber?
Was it Umber?
Well, we also have reason to hate Umber in the show because
Umber-
they're the ones that turned Rick on, gave him into Ramsay.
So we hate them all, and it is
So-
fine that they die.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Umber. I don't know if it was Karstark, but they deserve to get their throat ripped out like they did.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot more Umbers. I think it's Umber.
It was Umber?
I think Umber is
All
winning.
right, Umber it is.
Remind me not to upset you ever. Kyle.
Who owns the North?
A lot of people talked about this in the chat, and I agree too. That I was really scared for Tormund throughout this whole episode.
Yeah.
It felt like he was the guy
Yeah.
that could go at any moment.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
so too. And he got sliced up a bit when he was trying to break the ranks.
Yeah, and he needs to give some Brienne some
Thank you.
loving.
Exactly. I was like, he
Before he
can't die
goes.
before
Yes.
this love happens.
So, was I the only one who thought we were going to get another Battle of the Blackwater reveal here while Jon was getting trampled, very much like Tyrion was getting trampled during the Battle of Blackwater? I think it was Battle of Blackwater, where he
Yeah.
just sort of got trampled, woke up, and the battle was over.
Yeah.
No, that was not Battle of Blackwater.
What battle was that?
That was when he first took up his axe with his Hill tribe people.
The Hill tribe people.
They was, oh, that's right. It was the
Yeah.
battle with Bolton.
It was the
Yeah.
Lannisters
With Roose Bolton.
versus-
Roose Bolton, yes, thank you. Thank you for the
Lannisters
correction there.
versus
But I thought we were going to get that too, where they were going to. The crowd was going to part and they were going to be Iron Flags saving the day. House Iron Flags. And I was
Almost.
so thankful they did not go that route. But I guess I'm the only one who thought that. And then we get Ramsay fleeing to Winterfell through all this.
With the trio following close behind.
I know, with 1-1, I think it was Tormund and Jon just running down
Like,
there.
We're gonna get you.
And 1-1 breaking through the gate was awesome. Loved it.
You know what I was
Absolutely.
glad to see was no Ghost in this episode, because
Ghost.
I was kind of scared if Ghost was going to be there. I don't think he would make it out of this battle
I don't think
alive.
Ghost.
Where is Ghost?
I don't. He's hunting right now. He's hanging out back. I was kind of.
Ghost doesn't care.
Maybe Ghost is finding, Nymeria.
Nymeria.
Who let the dogs out?
I mean,
that's,
maybe.
that's a long walk. Nymeria is like in the south.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ghost
we're
can
just
get
hoping that they're
there.
hanging
And they're
out.
open
Come
the door.
on, they
I
could
want
have
Nymeria
some
to
nice
come back.
direwolf like,
Aw.
what's that called?
Super
Echolocation
pet.
or something. That really wails him.
I loved Ramsay saying, hey, let's have this one-on-one battle. And Jon not saying, hey, men, stand down. He just started walking towards him.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the men were so in awe that they didn't ruin that one-on-one fight there.
Yeah.
I love that he did not say stand down or don't help me. He just went in and they chose not to help him.
I love that the one-on-one fight still wasn't fair. Like, he was like,
Yeah.
let's do one-on-one as I'm drawing an arrow at your face.
Thunk, thunk,
Like-
thunk.
It was weird how he just kept shooting arrows, even though, Jon
Well-
Snow had a shield and he was getting closer. I mean, wouldn't you drop your bow and pull out your sword or your
Probably would
knife
have shot
or
him in the
something?
leg. That's probably what I would have done.
Or aimed a
Yeah,
little
good
lower.
point.
Yeah,
it was
aim a
still
little lower.
pretty hardcore. So I liked it.
And
not?
I was feeling, I think he was sitting next to me while we were watching, and like every punch I was like,
God,
don't piss me off.
a lot of bloodthirst coming from you.
I was feeling it. Every punch I was, I loved it. I
That
loved
bastard needed to go.
it.
So
Enough with Ramsay.
bastard bowl.
So we get him. He doesn't die at this point, but he gets taken prisoner, and we have the awesome image of the Bolton flag falling, the Stark banner unfurling, and then Sansa goes down there. She wants to know where he is, and we get this scene. How did you feel, Kristen? Let me know. How did you feel during the scene?
I felt like it was time for Sansa to get her hands dirty. I wanted her to, find the needle like Arya. I wanted her to really like gut him, and I was really sad that it turned out that I like that you were right, Sarah, but I just wanted her to find, because I feel like we would respect her.
You wanted to do it by hand.
If she did it by her own hand, we would respect her more. I think everybody would.
See, I didn't need that just because I like how different she operates from Arya. And I think when Arya comes back, she is that sister. That is her role. She is the warrior. And maybe they can kind of, once they're together, learn from each other. And maybe then we'll see Sansa do something a little bit more physical. But I like that Sansa keeps this very, like, regal, dignified kind of stance. Like, everywhere she goes, it's just this, like, presentation of a lady.
She still doesn't have
a great
any
point.
blood on her hands, does she? I don't think Sansa's
Oh,
ever
gosh.
actually.
That depends on what you consider hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not directly.
I think
Directly.
she.
Besides, the whole
memories.
letting her
Hold
brother's
on.
army get
There you go.
slaughtered, but like directly killing anybody or hurting anybody physically, I don't think she
Yeah.
has.
I feel
So
like
it would have
she-
been out of character a
She
little bit.
feels like she won the day when the army showed up and just setting the hounds on and having the last word. She's Cersei. You
We've
know,
seen her
she's the flip
slap.
side.
That's a good point.
She's the flip side of the coin. She's becoming the Cersei of the Starks in the way that she, manipulates everyone and gets everything together. And she learned her lesson from Cersei. That's who trained her into where she is right now. So everything she does is kind of a better version of Cersei, but still Cersei.
I got a little respect for Sansa because the dog started to rip into Ramsay and she turned away, and there was a moment where she turned back and she goes, "No, I've got to watch this."
Yeah.
And she watched it for a little bit with the hand flail and everything, and then she was like, "All right."
And
And she walked off, which was very cool, awesome. So I think that's all we got with that one. Ryan, you got a little word for us over here?
Yeah,
good
do you
sir?
want to put Winterfell to bed?
Yeah, let's put Winterfell to bed.
Let's put Winterfell.
Let's put Ramsay to bed.
Let's put Ramsay in a Casper bed.
He
No, he
deserve
doesn't
it.
need
He
anything
doesn't
that
deserve
comfortable.
it.
That cool and comforting, you wouldn't give that to Ramsay.
You're right. He doesn't deserve the cool state of the art foam that is only provided by a Casper mattress. Guys,
Yes.
we want to talk about Casper real quick because they're a sponsor who help us put on this show for you free on iTunes and YouTube. So Casper, Kyle, what's your favorite fact about Casper mattresses?
Casper mattresses. Well, I learned last week that they come in the smallest box.
We talked about this. That's not your favorite fact.
It blows
Your
my mind. My
favorite
favorite fact is that they won Time Magazine's Invention of the Year in 2015.
That's
Not
right.
invention. That's such an all-encompassing, amazing thing.
This is the one we reiterate.
That blows my mind. It blows my mind.
I mentioned the box.
Oh,
that
sorry, the
comes
box.
in.
I
That's
am blown out by the box, but I do love the memory foam on it too, because I'm a big memory foam.
Yeah,
guy.
It's a mixture. It's a mixture.
There's
Like-
two high-tech foams that guarantee you sleep cool and comfortable. And I don't know about you guys, it's getting really hot for me. I don't like using my AC and burning through that money. If you could sleep at night cool though with one of these mattresses, it could save you a lot. You're comfortable. You're cool. And who doesn't like being cool? They have new sheets and pillows that are just as comfortable. And yes, it does ship free in a box so small you wouldn't even believe it.
Blows my mind. I need to see that.
Now you can see it because best of all, you can try it in your home 100 nights risk-free. So you order it. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up and refund you everything. You get 100 nights or 100 ships,
That's
whatever
like the
you
whole
can.
summer.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Yeah, 100 days of summer. 100 nights of summer. Give it a
Boom.
try.
Sweet Zoe Deschanel. Right? Sweet.
Thank you, sir. 100 days of winter. So go ahead and go to Casper.com/AfterBuzz. That's Casper.com/AfterBuzz. Use the code AfterBuzzTV in all caps, and you'll get $50 towards your purchase of your mattress. Try it for 100 nights, risk-free. If you don't like it, they'll come pick it up, refund you everything. That's Casper.com/AfterBuzz. Code AfterBuzzTV. $50 towards your purchase.
Casper Mattress.
Awesome.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Ryan, thank you very much for that, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And let me segue with, you know who's not sleeping? The citizens of Marine.
They are not sleeping.
Oh my gosh. So we are under siege out here. It is raining fire upon city of Marine. And Dany and Tyrion have some words for each other here. I thought Daenerys was going to like throw him out of the castle, right? The pyramid
tense.
right
it was
there.
a tense moment.
Oof.
Like, is she mad because she just came back and her city's being sacked?
She mad?
Is she mad? I can't tell. Yeah, like, I don't know if I'd want to date her after watching that scene. Like, I can't tell if you're mad at me.
Bullshit. You would date her no matter what she did.
Yeah, I would.
Shut up.
There you go.
You're right.
But she's got a plan. She doesn't kick them out, and she wants to just destroy them all. Her plan is to fly around, destroy all their cities, all the people, burn it to the ground, and Tyrion sort of stops
Like a
her
true
there.
Targaryen.
Yeah, did you think that? Yeah, she a little Targ blood fury.
Targ blood.
Targ blood.
Targ blood.
Targ blood.
She
showing
targed
in
it
that
up.
one. Oh my
She targed it up.
Look, she's been nice for way too long. She's let everyone say their piece. They've even tried to make peace. She even let Tyrion do his plan. Obviously, it didn't work. It was nice to finally see her get things done the way she wanted to, and I haven't seen this happen before the way she's done it, so it's nice to see just how powerful she is.
This is what she does, and I think we got that from Dario like a couple episodes ago, where he says, "You're a conqueror. This is this is your thing. You do this, and you do it very well.
It was
and
nice
you
to-
should keep doing it."
It was
She's
nice
been
to see it
empowered.
this episode because when she came back in the last episode and just skipped over all of those ships, we were kind of like, I remember last week we were like, why didn't you just burn all the ships down?
Yeah.
Burn the ships.
Burn them, and now
She need to figure out what was going on real quick. And if
Do
she
we
need-
like these ships?
Maybe things were
maybe these are friends.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey Tyrion,
I-
what's going on with these ships?
I think that's a smart plan. You know, you fly in, you've been on vacation for a little while. You fly out, there's some weird stuff happening.
check
You
your
should-
messages.
Exactly. You should probably
Gotta-
figure out what's happening before you start murdering thousands of people. All right? I respect her for that. I respect that
Hey
decision.
Tyrion, I'm gone for like 3 weeks. Who let the dogs out, huh? But seriously. And she found out that he was, he was in the right. I mean, at least his state of mind was right. He's against slavery. He's against the masters. And he still is a valuable advisor. And that's all she needed to hear.
Boom.
And after she heard it, then she's like, okay, well, what now? Let's deal with this.
Yeah, let's figure
And
this out.
I think it's
like
great that, she let him go in first, trying to make peace, because obviously they're gonna go back and tell their people, it is their fault that this is the way things ended up, and it's nice that she didn't just go her old ways and just conquer. Like she
Yeah.
did take a second to try to make peace.
Well, we're talking about your terms of surrender, not ours. I love that.
Yeah, we're here to talk about surrender. No,
Yeah,
yours.
that was amazing.
You misheard, I think.
That was a pretty cool moment. What do you think about the Dothraki's return?
Oh, that was nice to see. I was wondering when they were going to show up. And in the last episode, we were like, oh, what are they going to do with boats, against boats? They can't do anything against boats. But she waited long enough for them to get off the boats, and now they're facing Dothrakis.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
So I guess I have a logic question here. Is like, so was there just a line of Sons of Harpies waiting outside the front gate just in case anybody ran away? Is that what was going on
I mean,
out there?
It was a siege.
There was just like a little battle going
a
on there.
little battle.
It
It wasn't
too
even a
big,
battle. It
though.
was a slaughter
It was
going
just
on.
like
I feel like, and they were killing innocent people that didn't have weapons.
Yes.
Right.
There you
So
go.
obviously we wanted them to have their throats slit and die.
What were they doing out there? Why did they leave? Come on, people.
Daenerys is now, she has the second sons, the Dothraki, and the Unsullied, and her dragon. Dragons, where are the other two? Are they still underground?
Well, we saw
we saw
them
that.
bust out and they started flying
Oh,
around.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So she's
Noticeably
got-
smaller. But
yeah.
we saw them flying around.
So she has her
and
dragons.
spewing fire.
Yeah. Little convenient they busted out right at that moment.
I mean, they could
hear
have
the call.
always.
Oh, they heard the call. Okay.
Right. And remember,
heard
it
the
was,
call.
Tyrion did take off the
He did take off the
the
chains.
chains, so they weren't that restricted. If they still had their chains on, they couldn't leave.
Yeah.
So she's got Unsullied, second sons, Dothraki, her dragons. Now she also has backing by the people of Marine. The
Second Sons aren't gonna fight for her. I'm sorry. I
Sons
keep
of the
I keep
Harpy.
getting the Sons of the Harpy and the Second
Sons of
Sons
the
confused. My apologies. You're right.
Yes,
Go ahead.
and then
Sorry.
to add it on top of that, now we have the Ironborn fighting with her. I guess at least some. She has 100 ships.
Did you guys love this? Did you love this as much as me?
Yes.
I
Go.
loved Yara. I loved all of Yara's
Okay,
sons.
so we got some
Dinara?
ship
Was it-
names.
All right, here we go.
Going
What
on for Yara and Daenerys.
What do we got?
Oh.
The ones that keep getting batted around are Yanni
Yanni.
and Dara.
I like
I
Dara.
think Dara is the
What
best.
what about Danara?
That's what I was kind of
yeah.
thinking.
Danara.
I was
Not a
thinking
bad one.
longer.
Danara.
Yeah.
Danara. Ooh. Yeah.
I like it.
Gosh, I really hope they at least like play with that.
For
I
a
just hope
second,
they play a little bit.
Yeah.
Just play it at all.
Like brush each other's hair at least.
It starts with a handshake.
That's how it begins.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
You don't know about this.
Fair enough.
Is this a thing?
I'm just saying.
Is that like a bonding thing?
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Things happen
my
when you
thoughts.
brush hair.
I don't know. Like next date, I go on. I'm gonna bring a brush. Hey,
Can I brush your hair?
how's it going?
Apparently, there we go. Watch out, ladies. Ryan is going to brush your hair.
Don't worry, girls. I brought a brush. Yeah.
We did it.
So silky. So white.
Your hair is so unburnt. Oh, yes.
Can't put curlers in this. It just doesn't burn.
Just doesn't work.
Curling irons don't work. That's hot.
That's excellent.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
by
I
the
love
way,
it.
we skipped over this a little bit, but everyone on the chat, or a lot of people on the chat, have been saying Grey Worm had the kill of the season.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
pretty sweet.
the double slit throat.
Double
wow,
slit
one
Kill of
nails.
the whole season.
I don't quite agree with that, but a couple people have said like kill of the week, kill of the season, kill of a kill of the week is.
Let's
probably
call it the double slit experiment
There you go.
for all
I
those
liked
science
it.
fans
I also
out
liked not only how that looked, but the outcome of it. We kind of slipped over. They did leave one kind of master, like that one person who can spread this tale
And not
and
only
be the warning.
and not only that simple, but the fact that he was the master that the other masters just insulted
Yes.
and like sacrificed.
And
pretty
he
much.
kneeled,
Which
and then
makes
there was a
him-
lot of kneeling references in
there. It makes
this
him
episode.
even better of a candidate to stay alive. Then
Yeah.
I mean, the last thing that happened was your other buddies just betrayed you, and then you were spared. So with that mercy, I think it was a smart move.
Right.
Agreed.
But I have a question though. Has Daenerys never shook anyone's hand before? But she seemed confused as to
I
what
think
this
she was
was.
asking
Shake
if she
hands here.
should. Like she was making sure
you-
Tyrion approved.
Okay, is that what that was?
I think so.
It also,
Alright.
I think, is supposed to remind us that although she does have this kind of alliance with Tyrion, who is technically a Lannister, this is her kind of first alliance that will go with her to Westeros.
Right.
Like,
She's never
So
needed to
that-
shake anyone's hand before. Everyone's always just kind of bowed.
Also, it
But
wasn't
that's-
really a handshake. It was more of like
It's an arm bond.
shake. So she probably had to be
It's
like,
like
"Do I go for the
bonding.
hand? Do I go for full arm?" And Tyrion was like, "Go for full arm.
Full arm.
Always
Always
arm.
go for
go
full
for
arm."
full arm.
You're right, Sarah. That was her first act of
Yeah.
real diplomacy. I think.
Interesting.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited about this though.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed the interaction between Tyrion and Theon as well, because we hadn't seen them since like the pilot episode or the second episode of the whole show. And Tyrion doesn't have fond memories of this kid. Theon is
No.
not well liked in Westeros. From everybody seems to know how bad a guy he is, but it doesn't sound like they know exactly what happened to him. It seems like word has
they
not reached
avoided,
them there.
avoided certain conversations.
Yes.
But I also thought it was interesting the proposition that the agreement hinged on the fact that Daenerys wants them to basically give up the Iron Way.
Right.
Yes.
Like she
no
is
raping, no raiding,
no pillaging,
reaving,
like,
all the R words.
all of that.
Ranting, raving, reaping,
Yeah.
raping.
And
No-
so, what would
But raving, there's a lot of raving.
A lot of
You can still
raving.
have rave.
you know what?
No more wave.
Raving.
No more rave. No more raving. The Ironborn. We know how crazy you guys get over there.
That's Glowstick Island.
So what are they gonna do?
I was surprised that she even
I
defended
thought
that for a second. Like hey, raping. That's like part of our. It's part of our way of life.
It's kind of what we do.
Not anymore.
It's our
Okay.
thing.
Kind of our thing.
They're picking up the hairbrushes now.
Dropping the swords, picking up hairbrushes. Line up, everyone. We're dropping
This
your
is
sword.
the way now.
But I like the. I mean, we've mentioned it, but the Yara and Daenerys bond over this Danara.
Their
over
fathers.
what Euron said. Like,
both
he's
had
going to come
daddy
over here with his
issues.
big cock and take it out. And the girls were just like, oh, come on, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I like that. I like that moment.
There's a
between
lot
the
of
two them.
comparisons.
Woman empowerment. No, they're really.
Women, the fathers, the right to rule. It just kept going.
You could tell that. Yeah.
Brothers who went through some, bad times.
Hmm.
Yeah. They like looked right at each other like.
It was a little
You
much.
want to rule? You want to help another girl out?
Go.
Girl power? Huh?
So,
All right.
so it was smart of Daenerys to not burn all the ships. It seems like she took out one, maybe two or so, and just sort of stopped their assault because they needed those ships.
Right.
And those ships combined with the Iron Fleet, or what Theon and Yara have of it, seem to be just enough to bring them over. It doesn't. How many? It wasn't 1,000 ships, though.
100. They have 100.
More than 100.
I guess
now.
Dario just doesn't know what he's talking about when he says 1,000 ships is what they're going to need.
What's interesting is that Euron is still on his way, which means more ships are on their
At
way.
least they were honest about it.
Yes. So they just have to get halfway across the ocean, and then they can attack Euron and take his ships. and
And everyone gets a little more leg room.
a little more leg room, and they can keep going across.
That's how ships work. I do want to mention some. I don't know if we're going to get to predictions, but some people have a very good prediction about what will happen at the end of the season. The very last
Dave, let me
Go.
stop you right now. Let's do predictions. Let's get this prediction thing.
Yeah.
And now,
Who do we have?
You asked for it. Now
Ask
we-
and you shall receive, Dave. What's up,
A
man?
lot of people, I don't know who to credit first because a lot of people have been mentioning this on the chat, but everyone thinks the very last cliffhanger of the season is going to be the wall tumbling down.
Ooh.
And that all the,
And the
all
White Walker
the
walking
White
through, the
Walkers
Night King, like
being
this.
like,
He's gonna be like, come at me, bro, right through
Yeah.
the wall.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people are saying, and I think that might.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week.
I'm down with
I
that.
think
Pretty
after
incredible.
the show that didn't we talk about this last week?
The wall coming down?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's always-
we talked
I think-
about it
Yeah,
a little
we
bit.
talked about this last
I
week.
feel like every cliffhanger, except for I guess the first season, is always, hey guys, seriously, winter is coming. Like it's on our doorstep. Like it's gonna happen. It's happening right now.
It's gonna happen.
And then the next season
Finally.
starts, and it's like, but all this other stuff is happening. Let's get to that.
I want to ask you guys a question. What does Peter want from Sansa?
He wants to be with her.
Let's get married.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hands down, he wants to be with her.
He wants to marry her and become the Warden of the North.
Yes.
Because wasn't he just already the warden of like?
Well, he's got the veil. He still has Harrenhal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's still got Harrenhal. He could get the North with Sansa.
He has the only
rocking
standing
up.
army up
There
there.
you go. He is stacking those titles right there. Man. But yeah, he wants her. And I think we're going to see Sansa's going to be like, well, what do you want? He's going to be like, what do you think I want? Well, come on. I think this is obvious
Come on,
here.
girl. I brought my hairbrush. I heard this is what you're supposed to do. I don't know. Come on.
God. Part of me wants them to be together. Am I sick in thinking
I
that?
do too.
Yeah.
Why
I
not?
do too.
I don't.
Why not?
I feel like
No.
it's sexy. There hasn't been sex lately. I just want this. Let it go.
Yeah,
Let it
Littlefinger
go.
is sexy.
Why not? Why do you not want these two together?
Together.
He
I think they
loves
look
her.
good together. There's love. I
love her.
agree.
What do you mean he doesn't love her?
He does love
He
her.
loved her mother.
No,
Let's
yeah.
get this clear.
And she
That's
is-
where this fetish
Yes.
started. Was that he was in love with her mom?
You know what?
And was
Mom's
like,
gone.
You look like
He
your
had to
mom.
Mom's
move
looking
on.
younger.
Sansa's
After he
mom.
also
You
played
move on after the woman you love dies.
He played a part in killing her father. Like he is part of why Ned Stark is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also
he
told
is.
Ned to not trust him.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay, so I think the only reason why he wants to be with her is because he sees her as a little form of cat, and that's creepy as hell.
Yeah. Kitten.
Okay, yeah, that's creepy. But the only reason why it might be good for them to marry is political and to save Sansa's butt if she's pregnant. She doesn't want to be known as
No.
having Bolton.
Hey,
I
All
don't.
right.
I like it.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to continue this argument on next week. We'll find out more about it. We're going to see what happens. We got to wrap this up, though. So thank you guys so much for watching this AfterBuzz TV after show for Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 9, Battle of the Bastards. My name's Kyle Maddock. You can find me on Twitter at Kyle Maddock.
I'm Cinematic Escape.
Cinematic
Follow me on all those social medias.
I am just on Twitter. We can follow me at Sara_Stretton.
Littlefinger.
That's his Twitter.
No, I'm Ryan Malaty. You can find me at Ryan Malaty on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. And if you like what you see, if you love our show, please give us a thumbs up and leave some comments on YouTube. Subscribe so you don't miss the last episode coming up next week. Love you guys.
And Dave.
And I'm Dave Child. You can find me at mrdavechild and davechild.com. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you guys next week.
Get your hairbrush.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
1-1.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.